I'm Jay Stevens. I'm the bass player for blues guitarist David Gogo and the owner and instructor at I Wanna Rock School of Music. Check us out, www.iwannarock.ca. So here it is. This is my 2-year follow-up on using the same set of strings on this bass. This is my Godan shifter, my number 1 4-string bass. And there's 2 videos of me reviewing strings on this bass. 2 years ago I was given a set of these Elixir stainless steel strings. So 2 years ago I put them on this bass, and these are still the exact same strings. I haven't changed them yet. 2 years. So this is my 2-year review, and basically I'm going to keep it short because I've talked lots about it in my 1-year review. I did a 1.5-year review and spoke of the strings. But basically I've done nothing to this bass other than tweak the truss rod a couple times. I'm not one of those guys that, religiously wipe down their strings after each set. It's my bass, and strings get sweat and pop and beer and who knows what else spilled on it. And I don't really wipe it down. Once in a while I'll remember to maybe polish it, but I don't wipe it down after every set. I don't usually wipe it off before I put it away, And the strings have held up like incredibly well, to the point where I'm not noticing any difference in them after 2 years. They still sound and feel and look like the set of strings that I put on. And just recently, last weekend as a matter of fact, I put on a set of stainless strings on another one of my 4-string basses and tried them out, just thinking every now and then you go maybe it was such a gradual loss of tone that you don't notice, but I kind of A-B'd them just unplugged, and they feel and sound the same. It's really incredible that I'm getting 2 years out of a set of strings and I have no need to change. So the one thing past Elixir users might have noticed on bass, especially on bass, is that the strings they shed. They start to look like a snake skin coming off, especially down around your finger area. Especially I use my nails. I use a pick sometimes, and they just get all kind of frayed looking down at the end. So check these out. I'm going to zoom in on this and see if you can see this, but there is no signs of any of that sort of shedding. I'll get you a view from here just to see if you can see a little better. There's no sign of these strings having that shedding issue going on. All the way up the neck, they're all like brand new. There's no discoloration. There's no wear of any sort on this bass, which is quite spectacular for 2 years of use. Tone-wise, I'm still getting as good a tone as ever. I still do lots of harmonic type stuff or two-handed tapping, which is on dead strings. It just doesn't sound all that great. On these, man, they just keep working. I don't know when they're going to give up. That's another nice thing about the maple neck is basically zero maintenance to this clear-coated maple neck. I don't have to oil it like I would maybe a rosewood that might dry out. I don't have to get the gunge off of it, get that build up in the corners of the frets. It just, it stays nice. So it's really refreshing to not have to do any maintenance other than a truss rod tweak when it needs it. So, basically, find a set of these. Make sure they say stainless on them. It says it right there, stainless. And I wasn't a stainless player before. I actually hated them. I've tried a few of the other big name brand stainless strings, like probably most bass players out there. You've tried pretty much everything that's come around, and I hated stainless strings. They tore up my fingers. They sounded all clanky and too bright. There were times I tried one really famous brand name that starts with a D. I put them on and took them out to play a show on the weekend, and I took them right back off. I couldn't stand them. My fingers were sore. It was the clankiest, plinkiest sounding strings I've ever heard, and I hated them. And that was kind of like, I'm never using stainless again because that's how stainless are and I hate them. But the Elixir ones, they have a little bit of pull to them, but they don't have that rough nail file feel to them. I don't know if that's because of the coating, but they're not super slick either, because I don't like them super slick. I like to be able to dig in and actually pull a string when I need to. I don't want to just come sliding off, especially when you get sweaty. So they have a good tension. I like the feel of them, and I like the feel of the non-nail filey, but with a little bit of edge to them. So check them out. If you got any questions or a hate mail or whatever, send it away. I try to answer all the questions. Yeah, I'll show you a couple examples. Like say if I'm slapping, and I must say my go down shifter is a great base for demoing these strings because I can get so many tones out of this, and it's passive. But I've got the 5-way switch and the push pull. That gives me lots of like Music Man. So it gives that sort of snarky, mid-rangey tone. This is my most used tone. I use that for slap too. You hear lots of that snap left in these. Lots of lots of click when I need it, which dead strings don't really have much. Another favorite of mine, like and they're not overly bright. Like on my neck pickup, I can totally tone them down. They can be mellow when they need to be. So yeah, I remember they've been on this bass for 2 years. My number one bass I gig with all the time. I don't particularly take care of it. I don't wipe it down. I don't polish them. I don't wipe the sweat and beer and tequila shooters off of it. And they're going strong, and I love them. I've never found a better string yet in all my years of hunting for strings, and I'm just happy to have found something finally that required no maintenance, and I don't even think about them. I just you get out there and you just play, and you're not thinking like, should I change these, or I don't like the feel of these, or maybe they're a little sticky. I actually don't think of my strings when I'm playing, which is a beautiful thought, especially after 2 years. So I'll catch you all next time. Maybe I'll check back in a year and see how these strings are doing. I'm slowly changing over all my basses to stainless steel. Basically, as a bass I'm using needs a new set of strings, Elixir stainless steel is what's going on them. I'm sold on them. Keep making a great product, Elixir. Thanks. See you guys around.